a homeless boy who accidentally goes to a girl's dormitory to live there. But luckily for him, all the girls in the dorm are naked and this boy has entered a paradise. Be sure to stay with me until the end of the video to see for yourself what he does with the girls. Hello, welcome to the Animo Time channel. For today's video, we have a recap of a very good and well-made anime called Mother of the Goddess Dormitory. A beautiful anime that you must clear your browser's history after watching, and be careful to see it alone. So before we start, like the video and hit the subscribe button so you don't miss new videos. Koshi Nagumo loses his house in a fire and is left on the street without food or shelter. One day, his strength runs out and he falls to the ground in the street. Just at this moment, a beautiful girl named Minoru comes to Koshi and invites him to the sorority house to rest. Koshi accepts and goes with Minoru. After lunch, Minoru tells Koshi to go to the bathroom. But the strange thing that happens is that when Koshi enters the bathroom, 3 of the girls from the dormitory are in the bathroom and they are not shocked at all when they see Koshi. Koshi gets embarrassed and runs away from the bathroom, but he bumps into another beautiful girl named Atina. Koshi's nose goes between Atina's legs and when she realizes that a boy has touched her, she gets angry and gets nosebleed. Minoru takes him into the room to recover from what happened and all the girls are there. Koshi says that he needs a job so that he won't starve anymore, and also says that he would like to go back to school. After hearing this, Minoru suggests that Koshi stay with them and become the dormitory superintendent. Everyone agrees with this, but Atina doesn't agree. When Atina sees that all her friends agree, she decides to leave the dormitory. Koshi doesn't accept this and goes after Atina and tells her to go back to the dormitory and leaves there herself. Koshi sleeps on the park bench at night, but in the middle of the night, Atina changes her mind and takes Koshi with her to the dormitory. Finally, Koshi starts working in the dormitory. One day he goes to the second floor and sees a lot of garbage there. Then suddenly Minoru appears and she's not wearing any clothes. Koshi is shocked to see her like that and leaves there embarrassed. In the next scene, one of the girls named Flay turns Koshi into a cosplay model. Then she takes off her clothes and asks him to measure her. When these two are measuring, suddenly Minoru comes with a mask and takes them out of the building because a poisonous gas has been spread due to her experiments. Then Atina holds an emergency meeting. She tells the girls that you should wear more appropriate clothes from now on, especially since a boy lives with us. Because in fact most of the days they're without clothes in the dormitory. When the friends want to rebel, it turns out that Atina has prepared a secret weapon. It's night and each of the girls are in their room finding a way to win Koshi's heart. One of them sews a costume for him and another one makes an elixir to attract Koshi. But one of the girls named Korea goes much further. She apparently accidentally punches a hole in the floor of her room and falls right on Koshi. Korea tells Koshi to let her sleep in his room because it reminds her of his family's childhood. But Koshi can't accept and goes out of his room to sleep in his girlfriend's room. At night, Serene comes to Koshi and tells him that I can help you fix the hole in the roof, but in return you have to be my servant. Koshi, who is very sleepy, doesn't understand exactly what Serene said and just accepts. The next morning, Koshi prepares breakfast for the girls, but again the girls are fighting about the right to be naked in the dormitory. Then each of them who had prepared something for Koshi bring him, but he comes up with an excuse and runs away from that awkward situation. Koshi asks Minoru to give him money to buy groceries, so she entrusts him with a communal piggy bank. Koshi and Atina decide to go shopping together, but Atina puts a mask on her face so that she won't face her reaction to the boys again. While out for a walk the girl realizes that the guy got everyone over with his cuteness and runs away from him, but immediately crashes into bystander guys. Koshi reaches his friend in time and takes her to a safe place, which has a great effect on her. The girls have started trusting Koshi and they show it in different ways, which makes Koshi blush. Koshi's work is not easy at all. For example, he has to wash the girls' laundry today and always prepare fresh breakfast. The girls are very attached to Koshi and love him like their little brother. They play with him and dress him in custom clothes. Then we see that Minoru finally succeeds and registers Koshi for school. In class, Koshi's classmate, Tsutia, scolds him and asks him about his new life. Koshi doesn't tell Tsutia about the details of his new life, but only tells her that he works in a girls' dormitory. She asks Koshi to take her there to see for herself where her friend lives and works. Koshi tries not to do this, but he has no choice. The two go to the dormitory, but again because of Minoru's chemical experiments, everyone is out, and they don't have any clothes again. The girls jealously welcome their guest, but they think among themselves who she is and guess that she's the main candidate for Koshi's heart. Koshi shows Sudia the dormitory, and they go to Minoru's room where she do chemical experiments. The rest of the girls show their rooms to their guests and tell her about their hobbies. But none of this helps, and Sudia still thinks that her friend lives in a strange institution. In order to get rid of these negative thoughts, Minoru asks Sudia to stay in the dormitory tonight. Sudia agrees and stays in Atina's room. Sudia and Atina talk to each other and discuss who Koshi belongs to. Then they both decide to go to the bathroom, but when they open the door, they see Koshi and one of the girls falling on each other, which cannot be played at all. The next day, Atina forgets her lunch, so Koshi has to take her lunch to her school. But because that school is for girls, he can't enter, so Flay finally uses her costume and dresses up Koshi like a girl. Koshi manages to enter the forbidden school for boys, but the students suspect that he is a boy. At this moment, Atina hugs Koshi and says that she's her little sister, but in order to be convincing, she goes to the girls' locker room with Koshi and changes her clothes in front of him, so that everyone believes that he is a girl. After Koshi sees many beautiful scenes in the locker room that cannot be played, he returns to the dormitory. Some time passes and the girls decide to go on vacation, but suddenly Serene gets upset and goes to her room. Koshi goes after her to find out why she is upset. Serene says that she has never been anywhere else except the girls' dormitory, so she's afraid to go on vacation with her friend. Koshi discusses the matter with the girls, and they decide to find segments that would create a comfort zone for Serene on vacation. Koshi washes Serene's laundry and gives it to her, and he also mends her dress because it had holes. For this, Serene comes to Koshi's room at night and kisses him in his sleep. Tomorrow the girls goes on vacation and stay in an old man's hotel near the forest. Although the girls don't like their place of residence, they quickly find a way to have fun. They bathe with Koshi and spend time with him. Atina goes to the bathroom in the middle of the night but doesn't return for a long time. That's why Koshi and Minoru go after her. They think the walls are starting to move, so they get separated and Koshi manages to find Atina. But they have to hide because they see a ghost girl. In the closet, these two get very close, and this time Atina doesn't get a nosebleed. She even tries to kiss Koshi, when Minoru suddenly opens the door, and it turns out that the ghost was Serene. The vacation ends and the group has to go back to the dorm, but Minoru announces that they will stay another day and go to the beach just like they had planned. On the beach, Koshi looks at the girls with a camera and watches over them to help them if something happens. But people accuse him of being perverted. In the water, some fishes tickle Sudia and make her fall off the tube and start drowning. Koshi notices her and asks one of the girls to save her because he can't swim himself. Then we see two boys approaching Atina. Atina has a panic attack again, but Koshi helps her in time. The vacation ends and everyone returns to the dormitory. But the girls notice that Koshi has been acting strange since they came back. In order for them to know what happened to Koshi, Flay invites him to a cosplay studio. These two wear the clothes of the characters of a game and fight with each other. In the game, Flay asks him what happened, but Koshi avoids answering. Finally, Koshi confesses and says that he's upset by Atina's confession and that she sees him as a brother. Even though Koshi has other feelings for the girl, he says that he doesn't like being defended by the girls as a younger brother because he has to defend himself. He also says that he understands that as a superintendent he has to suppress his forbidden feelings, because he is afraid that he will be thrown out of the dormitory because of his feelings, and he will be alone again. Flay hugs him and promises him that she will not tell anyone his secret. Koshi decides to keep everything to himself and protect the girls who gave him a home, and this video ends here. Thank you for watching until the end of the video. Like and subscribe to the channel so you don't miss my weekly uploads.